Hi folks, my name's Steve and today we are playing Russian Railroads. We're playing Ultimate Railroads but the Russian Railroads variant. So this is a worker placement game, guys. I'll go into a little bit of detail about the game but not too much because it's really easy and I think you can pick it up as I play. So it's a worker placement game. We're going to be putting a number of workers out on the board and we're going to be triggering the action associated with where we place our workers, and we're doing all of that because we're trying to manipulate our own little personal player board. And what we're going to be trying to do is move these little wooden tracks along these three little boards in order to score victory points. As we move these plain tracks along, we're going to unlock better versions of the track, right? And essentially the further these tracks are along the board, the more points they're going to score us at the end of the round. And this first track is all about unlocking different track, scoring points that way. We're also going to be buying trains because we can only score based on how far along the track our train is as well. So we want to get a nice big train and lots of track unlocked all the way around this board. Then this second track has got, so it's a lot smaller, but it's got some other little checkpoints. It's going to give us some bonuses if we can get there. Third track gives us a slightly different way to score, but same idea, right? We want to essentially unlock these upgraded tracks, get a nice big engine out, and then just push the points as fast as we can. Right down the bottom of our board here, we've got this factory setup, which again is just another way of scoring victory points, right? That's what this game is all about. It's just creating an engine to get you as many victory points, and stars are victory points. So with this track, we're just going to try and move this spanner around the track. When we hit these little points, we're going to need a factory in order to go from like 5 victory points to 10 victory points. We're going to need a factory in between, and essentially we can either, if we go to one of these worker placement spots, we can either get a train or flip it over and get a factory instead. That's pretty much the game, guys. I'll quickly go over the board itself. We're going to be playing solo. Solo variant is not all that exciting, right? It's pretty, there's no like automa, there's nothing else going on, so no one's going to block us. We're just going to be optimizing, but it's a really good way to learn the game. It's a really good way to see if it's the kind of game for you. It's probably a little bit dry playing solo because obviously no one's blocking the spots you want to be in, but this is a really cool game, and if you like kind of min-maxing engine building, this is perfect. So right, on the left of all of these different spots basically tells us how many workers we need to send to trigger the spot. So like here we'd have to send 1 worker, 2 workers, 3 workers. So essentially we're going to send our workers out, do various things. So let's have a quick look. Let's stop top left. This whole green section here is essentially moving different color track, right? So we'd send 1 worker here to move our plain track 2 spaces along one of the 3 sections of our board, or we could send 2 workers and move our plain track 3. And we want to get that moving because especially on this first track, because that's going to unlock better track for us. What's important, and if it wasn't clear in my brief explanation, is our better track can never pass the basic track, right? So we've got to get the most basic track is always going to be the furthest forward, followed by the next most basic track, and so on. So we've got to keep those tracks moving along as quickly as possible, and this whole green section is how we're going to do that, right? And then over on the right hand side, this is going to get us either factories or trains, so we can send a worker to get a train. And we'll essentially, what we'll do is, if you look here, we've got level 2 to 10 trains. We're going to have to take the 2 first, followed by the 3, and so on. And then we're going to place them in one of the locations next to our player board. The first track can have up to 2 trains, so we start with a level 1 train. We can put another train next to it. Second track can just have 1, same as the third track. And then down the bottom is where we put in those factories if we choose to go down that route. So that's how we get our trains and factories. Then the spanners is how we move our factory track along. And then on the right hand side, we've got these ×2s, which slot in these spots here, these little dotted lines, and double the value of that train track, right? And then we've got a place we can send a worker to get 2 money. Money essentially works like extra workers. Sometimes you have to pay money, or you can just use workers to replace, money to replace workers. And then this bottom right hand corner track is like send a worker to get 2 generic workers. So like the lieutenants in Lords of Waterdeep and things like that. And then we've got these spots here, these where it says A and B along the bottom here, right? These are kind of unique spots. If we pay the 1 coin, we can take that into our tableau, and that will be a private worker placement spot just for us. Again, in a solo game, we either get this or it'll go out of the game. And then these are going to kind of slide along every round, because this is also our round tracker, right? So at the moment we could use this, or it will kind of flip down, and then we'd have an opportunity to bring it into our tableau by paying a gold, or we could just let it slide out the game and not use it. But that's about it, guys. Like I say, you'll pick it up super quick by just playing. So we're going to dive in. So first thing we've got to do is select a little bonus. We can get a quick, cheap move on our track. We can get an extra money. We can get a movement on our factory, or we can get a ×2. Well, I think we're going to be focusing on this long track here to start with. So I think we're just going to get a ×2, and we're going to pop that in there. And that doubles the value, right? It's doubling 0 points right now, so it's not great, but we'll try and solve that soon. And then we're just into worker placement part of the game. So nice and easy. We're going to start off. We are going to go in these spots just to get some extra workers. We're going to be doing this every round, right? Super boring. This is send a worker to get 2 workers. This is send a worker to get 2 money. It just gets us some extra resources. Obviously, because we're playing solo, there's no competition for the spots, so we're not desperately trying to get anything. We can, you know, play at our leisure, right? So let's see. How do I get rid of that noise? That's quite annoying. But okay, let's just play a little bit quicker, I guess, is the solution. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to hop over here. We're going to get our track moving along. And you'll notice we've already unlocked our green track. So that's great. We could start scoring some points potentially. But we're not too concerned about that right now, because we want to get lots and lots going. We're going to go here. We're going to buy a train. We're going to send that train over here. So now our train is at the 3 spot, right? Super useful for us, because again, we want to get that train ticking over as quickly as possible. Okay, so I think we're going to keep our white track moving along as quickly as possible. Let's get rid of the volume there, because that's really annoying. Okay, so we've got a couple of workers left. We've got some cash as well that we can use for workers, so that's all good. We can get this location. This is not bad. This is basically move our white track along 1 step, get 5 points if we use that. 5 points is not a lot in this game, right? Like a typical score is going to be 400 plus probably, so we're in no desperate need of that, but we are going to do this one. I'm going to move our green, we're going to move our white, and we're going to be done. We can move our green a little bit further, I think. A couple more spots. Let's get that moving along. And now this green is going to be scoring us a few points, right? Not enough to get excited about, but it's scoring us 1 point for everywhere it is along, as long as we've got a train further enough. So it's getting 3 points because our train's at the 3 and the green track is at the 3. But this spot here is doubled, so that spot's worth 2 points. So that green track is netting us 5 points, right? Nothing to sniff at, but like I say, it's not enough to worry about right now. Okay, so we've got a few workers left. It would be nice to either maybe get another train and start that ticking along, because we do need that. We can, what's the best value? We can move our white track along. We can move our brown track out, actually. That's worth a few points, isn't it? Let's get that ticking along. So you'll notice we've unlocked the brown track as well, so we can get that moving out, and that's on the double spot, so that's already worth 4 points, so that's not bad. And we've still got a couple left if we want them. I wonder if we just get another train now. I think we probably do. Level 3 train. Let's pop that there, and we'll pop our level 1 in the middle there, and that's just done. And that's the end of the round. So we managed to score 6 points. So let's see where we are at. Right. So we just keep our train tracks chugging along, I think, at the moment. So again, the boring spots we're going to nab right now, just to give us some extra workers. And then we're going to, I guess we just get that moving. That unlocks our next track. We're going to get ourselves another train. I think that's going to go, just going to go there. And we'll move our 2 there. And our 1's going to hop into there. So we've got trains coming. You'll notice I'm not doing anything on the factory right. We maybe should, but I'm probably just going to focus on this for this game because I want to get this track up moving as well for reasons that you will see soon. So let's keep chugging along, I guess. Let's get another 2 on this. Just get it done and dusted, really, because once we've got this further up, we don't have to worry about that so much. We can focus on more exciting things. I'm going to get another double because again, that's going to score these spots double, which is great for us. I think we can move our green track along some more. I guess followed by our brown. We've only got 2 workers left. Let's just get our brown track moving up. We could be concentrating too heavily on this first track, but it's nice and easy. So we're going to rattle along and get that done, I think. Okay, let's move that. And there we go. So end of another round. Let's close that. And this is one of those games where it like really ramps up, right? You're kind of not scoring much early on. We're going to get another double straight away. I'm going to take these boring spots just to get some extra workers. Again, playing solo, right? There's no competition for the spots, so you just take the most optimal thing that you want. 1, 2, 3. We can actually finish that white track right now if we want. So let's do that. Although we might be racing that too quickly. It might be unnecessary. Let's not rush on that just yet then. Let's get another train then. I think I'm going to pop that there because we want to move the 4 here, and I'll explain why in a second. We want that 4 on the middle track because the plan is to unlock a bonus this round. So now we're going to go here, go 1, 2, 3. That's going to unlock a bonus because we hit this light bulb point, right, with our 4 track and our trains there. So all kinds of different options. We can get some track advancement, we can get some factory advancement, we can get some ×2s. This is probably the one we're going to take, but I'll come back to this one in a second. Essentially it upgrades all of the points we're going to score. That's some medal bonus, some objective cards, some cash, so that will be like extra workers. So I think we're just going to take this though, and what that does is essentially it replaces the victory points for these spots. So that's going to be really good because we're bumping up these tracks. Okay, so now we want to go probably there, get this green track moving again. And the reason I want to keep moving this green track is to free up the space, right? I want to move up all of these other tracks so that I can start bringing out the better tracks. Because now we've got our silver track moving, and our silver track's worth 4 per spot. perfect for us, or rather 6. Couple of cash left. What can we do with that? We could use 1 to get this silver track up another spot, and then 1 just to hop our brown track up to make some room for next round. And now you'll see, hopefully, that score now, total round score is 45 because of this silver track starting to chug along, right? Boring spots again. We'll get some extra workers. We'll get some extra cash, which is essentially like having some extra workers. I think we want to get another ×2, because we always want to be scoring these silver and ideally the gold soon at ×2, right? So we get another train. It's going to do that. And I'm completely ignoring the factory track, right? Probably not the best idea, but I think we're committed to what I want to do is I want to try and show you the gold track and show you the kind of exponential scoring you can get by getting these bigger and better tracks out. But equally, we could have done the same idea with the factory scoring, right? If you get this factory track unlocked at 30, you know, you're going to be getting a lot of points around. And that would have been with these movements. But for now, we're going to stick to the plan. So let's see where we are. 7, I think. If we get another train, we have 7 and 6 is 13, so that's going to get us to there, which means we can unlock another bonus soon. We'll have our 5 to there, our 4 to there, because it looks like we're not too fussed about this bottom track right now. We might do some movement there soon, but yeah, we are very much committed to this top track and a little bit into this second track. That's done. Okay. Now we want to get that done to try and get this gold track out. So we're going to get a big batch of ×2s here, I think. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Is that 3 ×2s? Yes, because that saves us going to this action and just getting 1 worker for 1 ×2, right? We've just got a big batch there, so that's perfect. I think I'm going to keep going, unlock our little gold track. We can get some track advancements, I think. Can move that one, and we are done there. So we got some good track advancements. We finished off the movement on this, which means these are free now to run. And in an ideal world, look at this gold one, it's scoring us 10 points per spot that we get it along the track. So we want to get that at least to level 8 if we could by the end of the game. That would be awesome. So let's see where we are. We've got to get the brown move in to get that done though, because that's in our way. So we're going to need a couple of workers for that. I wonder if we do 1 on the brown actually. Done. And obviously if people were like taking the kind of preferred spots that we actually want, then you'd probably find that we were, you know, having to mix and match our strategies a little bit. But you know, we're very happy to just hammer the 1 strategy, because yeah, no one's getting in our way. We can just keep hammering what works. Again, get some extra workers. But yeah, it may be that, you know, some of these spots get filled and we're forced to kind of, you know, try and build up our factory track, but we really haven't had to. Might have been more optimal scoring wise anyway, to kind of balance a little bit, because we're obviously spending extra workers to try and do some of the things we want to do. But that's all fine. So now we want to get this gold track chugging along. So we're going to go 1, 2. And now again, it's stuck by the silver, the bronze, and the green tracks. Super annoying. We could hop in there actually, just to move that bronze track up. And we're going to have to move the green, which is frustrating. Let's go there. It's going to move the bronze track. It's going to score us 5 points. But again, you'll notice we're already at 156, right? 5 points suddenly becomes fairly insignificant. We're going to do 2 on the green. Boink, boink. We're going to do 2 on the bronze. And I think we're going to do 2 on the silver and 1 on the gold, I guess. That's end of another round. And you'll see how quickly this game is. Especially in solo, this is a game you can rattle out in, 15, 20 minutes, no problem. Total round score in there was 132. So, another round. So this may be the last round as well. I wasn't paying attention. Again, we'll get some extra workers because why not? No one's there to stop us. And then how do we get this gold track a little bit further along? Well, we could also unlock another bonus here. I'm not sure there's anything that exciting for us that would be worth it at this point. We could get some advancement there if we did go one more, but it would cost us a lot, right? So in the interest of min-maxing, I think we are just committed to kind of chugging these up a little bit. I think we can, if we move the silver up 1, and we can move the gold up 1, 2. And now we've got 6 workers left, but very little that we can do. We can move the green up 2, the bronze up 2 or 1, I guess 2, but that's going to cost us 3 of our 6 workers to then maybe move the silver and gold at 1 more time, but we don't have the doubles either. So, but let's do that and see if that works. So our green can chug up 2 more spots. Our bronze can then chug up 1, 2, and we're all kind of shunted up together at this point, right? And then our silver, how many workers? We've got 1, 2, 3 workers left. So I think we've got to spend 1. That's that done, and 1 worker left. Can we go and get 1 last double up? There we go. And guys, I think that is the game. So end game scoring. We've ended 174 rounds, 174 points for that final round, giving us a total of 462 points. Well done, 5 stars for that. Yeah, this is super good, right? This is, if you enjoy kind of min-maxing these kind of things, if you like any kind of worker placement game, you should absolutely be playing this. It's really good. Obviously, in the solo, there's like I'm not sure if I said it at the beginning, but there's no automa. You just go where you want, do what you want. So it's really more just about learning the game, I'd say, and just seeing how you can min-max and manipulate the different tracks for maximum points and seeing what strategies work. But obviously, excuse me, obviously it becomes a completely different game when you've got, 2 or 3 other people who are, blocking up these spots and taking the things you want. Then you have to, adjust your strategy and kind of, pick out the better routes and things like that to victory, rather than do what I did, which is just kind of hammer this one track, right? And yeah, I mean, that's a pretty respectable score there, but considering there was no competition, I'm sure you could do much better. So yeah, it's just, it's such a good game. Worker placement, perfect. And like I say, if you like min-maxing, you're going to enjoy this one. So well worth checking out. Lots of other little things that I haven't shown you really within the game, especially this factory track. Absolutely another way that you can score. And remember, essentially, instead of taking these trains as trains like we were using them in this game, they flip over and they slot in down the bottom here to be used as factories, and that allows that spanner to move further along the tracks. And then, yeah, it's just a kind of case of unlocking different things. You've got these advantage cards as well that you can unlock as you go, keys and things like that. But yeah, guys, that's the game. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I kind of rattled through, but I really just wanted to show you because right now, like Ultimate Railroads, I think it's on the shelf behind me. It's not a cheap game, right? Because this is Russian Railroads. There's lots of different variants within that. It's not a cheap game, so it's well worth checking out on Board Game Arena before you splash the cash on it. But it's well worth it. Like I say, if you like worker placement games, if you like min-maxing and that kind of thing, and you know, building an engine that kind of snowballs, then definitely check this out. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.